Hey guys, how's it going today? I was fixing to take you guys outside with me to do chores, and my battery went from 25% to 6% by the time I got 3 minutes into this video, so I was like, that's not gonna work. It is freaking cold up here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We're getting down into the single digits. Boy, that's a good time. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something that I'm seeing more and more of happening, and that is, let's talk about expectations when you're getting into homesteading slash farming slash hobby farming slash whatever you want to call it. Now, this is for those people that aren't like big scale people, right? So like myself and like a lot of people, I've got dairy goats that I milk. I've got Katahdin hair sheep that I breed for meat. But I'm not milking 500 goats, and I'm not running a herd of 800 Katahdin hair sheep. I'm a lot less than that, right? A lot of us are. So I'm talking to those of us that are doing less than that. And if you're wanting to get into things to kind of help you, and maybe a realistic view on some things, and I don't care if you're getting into sheep, goats, cattle, chickens, ducks, rabbits, I don't care what you're getting into. And the reason that I bring this up, and I'm not calling out anybody, and I'm not trying to like make anybody feel dumb, I'm just using this gentleman as an example that we're working with. I'm kind of trying to help him along, mentoring him a little bit. He wants to get into dairy goats and chickens. He wants to be more self-sustaining, as many of us are. So I'm getting him set up with a dairy goat herd and some chickens, and that's what we're doing, and helping him. So he bought some property. It already has a barn on it, and so he wants to utilize that. The barn is old. I'm talking original 1800s barns. Those barns are fantastic. Like, the kid in me still wants, I just want to kind of climb in them and climb around them and explore, and they're just really cool, right? These old dairy barns. Structurally, if they're still good, which many of them are, that cement, like foundation, those suckers were made to last. So anyway, if you can get your hands on that, that's fantastic. But anyway, where I'm going with this is, this gentleman, like many of us who have done projects, has quickly learned that something that you think will be a basic project quickly turns into being 3 times as much work and 10 times the cost. So make sure that you allow yourself that when you're starting to get into looking at, well, I got to remodel this, and I got to change that, and I have to add this, and I have to take away that. My other thing is, it doesn't have to be perfect, okay? When you're dealing with old anything, old houses, old barns, old any structure, it's not going to be perfectly square. It never will be perfectly square, nor does it have to be perfectly square or flush, right? I'm not perfectly square. I'm old. Okay, my foundation is, I mean, she's good, but there's some cracks in the foundation, and you know what I'm saying. If you know, you know. And that's okay. That is okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? I have yet to find a sheep or a goat or any other livestock that has said to me, girl, no, I'm not staying in this because it's not perfect. Okay. It needs to protect them from the elements, wind, cold, rain, heat, right? They need that. That's a must. But the rest is just gravy, baby. The rest oftentimes just makes us feel better or makes it easier for us to do our jobs. Having electric to your barn is amazing. It is a luxury that I have had for years. But right now, I've been without for 10 years. 10 years I've been, and I'm milking and I'm doing all the things. And I do it with extension cords, which I hate, but whatever. But you can make it work. I'm still able to milk. I'm still able to run heat lamps when I need to. I have lights out there. Like, it's very functional. But it's not ideal, and that's okay. Having water out to your barn. Another, if you can have it, fantastic. I don't have it. I haven't had it out there, again, in 10 years. But I came from a large facility that had automatic waterers in every stall. I was very spoiled growing up. But I don't have that now, and it works just fine. That means in the wintertime, I have to haul 50 gallons of water every day from my bathroom to my barn and to all my pastures. Is it a hell of a lot of work? Yes. Can I afford to fix it? No. So I just keep doing what I'm doing, and it works just fine. It's harder on me, not harder on them. They don't know the difference. So that's what I'm saying. And that's what I've told this gentleman, because his goal end date is getting pushed off for months and months and months and months and months. It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be livable for them. They don't have to wait until you have electricity. They don't have to wait until you have water plumbed out to the barn. It doesn't have to be perfect. And the other thing to remember, if you get it perfect, say you're building new and everything is beautiful and it's so fresh and so clean, it's not going to stay that way. Especially if you have goats, they will destroy it. And it won't take them very long, because goats are like toddlers, and they're like, hold my beer and let me see the walls I can draw on with my crayons. That's just how they are. Same thing with chickens. I laugh at the people that build these elaborate coops and they spend tons of money on all these nest boxes. And then they're like, my chickens won't even use the nest boxes. Or all the ladies fight over one nest box. Why? Because that's what they do. Free ranging your chickens seems like a fantastic idea until the ladies are written up in your vegetables and your flower beds, and all of a sudden your pristine, beautiful landscaped yard now looks like somebody's gone through it with a backhoe. Because why? This is what they do. So we have to let go of that aesthetic of everything is going to be perfect like Instagram, and everything is going to be perfect like these YouTubers that hire editors and people to do their stuff and cut out all the ugly parts. We have to let that go, because you're dealing with animals. Animals are a very fluid concept, and they have the mind of their own, okay? They don't respect, they don't care what we think or what we say. That fence that you just spent thousands of dollars on, I'm gonna stand on it now until I can push it over. Why? Because that's what they do. And unless you stretch it super tight and run hot wire inside of it so they can't push on it, lean on it, it's gonna bow, it's gonna bend. There's always going to be maintenance. There's always going to be upkeep. There's always going to be things that you have to adjust and fix and whatever. I have yet to go to somebody's house or farm that's utilizing it and it's functioning to its purpose that looks perfect. That never has a messy yard or poop in their pastures, or I don't know, it smells like a barn. I don't know, guys. Farming isn't meant to be pretty and pristine and smell good. Okay, it's not a candle wax melt that, you know, you're gonna walk into and be like, this smells like amber and leather. It's time to let that go, guys. We gotta let it go. Okay, so put away our aesthetic. Put away your needs of having things look perfect in all aspects of your life, but especially if you're dealing with animals. And just learn to be in the present. Learn to love what you do, and it'll pay off in the end. So that's it, guys. Thanks.